Do you ever find yourself scrambling on what to eat during the week? Do you eat out too much? And do you say to yourself, oh my gosh, I'm spending too much money on food? And really overall, you're not feeling that great from all the out to eat food? And are you feeling overwhelmed on actually what to feed yourself and your family? I'm Chef Amber, and I'm super passionate about showing you that what you put in your body matters right now today. For me, setting my week up for success with meal planning and food planning is non-negotiable. Okay, let me tell you why. For one, I get balanced meals with enough protein, fat, carbs, veggies, all that extra fiber. And also I know that I'm nourishing myself. When I'm on the run and I'm completely slammed with work and my stress is a little high, what does not work for me is choosing meals on the fly. All of a sudden I'm at Whole Foods or at another grocery store and I'm standing in front of the Whole Food bar and I'm just making something on the fly, and I'm always nervous about the quality of ingredients in those. And at the end of the day, I might not be fueling my body with the appropriate amount of nutrients. Maybe I had too much protein or too much fat or too many carbs. So I want to talk about another benefit of me planning my food and my meals. It will help me not to stress eat. All right, what do I mean by stress eating? Well, anxious eating, stress eating, me being mindless, unconscious, unaware of when I'm eating. I'm just all of a sudden I've got a piece of food in my mouth. Usually when I'm eating mindlessly, it's because I'm very stressed and I don't know what to do with myself or my feelings, and I don't really want to look at my feelings. And so the easiest thing to do to soothe is to go to food. If I have a meal plan that day or I've got prepped beautiful, delicious food in my fridge, then I already know what I'm eating for the day. And let me just tell you, when I leave for the day, sometimes I laugh because I call it like my Mary Poppins bag. I literally will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks and all of my different teas, elixirs, and waters. It's literally a huge bag. I laugh at myself. People are always like, what is in that bag? And I'm like, well, it's all my stuff to nourish myself for today. If I left empty-handed, and especially if I'm creating in my kitchen and I'm overwhelmed and I stress, there's too many choices of food. I'm all of a sudden tasting, it leads to overeating, honestly. And at the end of the day, I feel bloated, I feel gassy. Maybe I ate something that's not aligned with my body. So there's so many reasons for meal prepping. Meal prepping and food planning, there's two different components to it. So I meal prep on a Sunday to basically have my food ready for the whole entire week. And sometimes I make extra and pop it in the freezer. I do pestos and I do soups and sauces, some proteins, and then I do steamed and roasted veggies as I go. And if you've been following me, I always meal prep and food prep my frozen veggies for my smoothie bowls. Now, I also want to talk about meal planning because meal planning is a little different. So meal planning comes from the fact that now that I have all of my food prepped for the week. So what really sets me up for success, especially right now, I am so busy that in the night before, I look at my next day and I look at, my commitments. Do I have a social commitment? Am I going out to eat? Or am I going to be, on the run for 10 to 12 hours? Then I already know that I'm going to have a breakfast, lunch, and dinner and these snacks. I can't make choices on the fly during the day because I'll either, like I said before, I'll either skip a meal, overeat, and honestly, at the end of the day, I want to be mindful of what I put in my body, and I don't want to feel bloated and kind of hungover from food and having to make that stop at Whole Foods. We have to be so careful of eating out, unfortunately, because of the sneaky ingredients and oils in our food. The three things I do to balance my meals every day is I make sure that I have a healthy fat with each meal. That could be seeds, nuts, avocado, coconut oil, olive oil. That's a must. Second, I eat about 75 to 80% all plant-based, meaning fruits, veggies, complex carbohydrates. I'll throw in some quinoa, which has 14 grams of protein, do some sweet potato, and then I use meat as an accompaniment. And so I do eat meat, I do eat protein, animal protein. I only eat wild bison and I eat wild fish, mostly wild sardines and wild cod right now. That's the protein that works best for my body. And I use meat as an accompaniment to my plant-based diet. More plants, More plants, more fiber leads to better optimal digestion, low inflammation. It helps keep our body alkaline, and then we can have some of the animal protein. All right, I'm gonna give you 3 tips on how you can start meal prepping if you're not already doing it, if you're feeling overwhelmed. 1, pick a day of the week that works for you as your meal prep day. Mine is Sunday. I use it as like my Sunday meal prep day. It's a ritual. I turn on a podcast, I listen to some music, and I know at the end of the day that this is a form of self-love and self-care that I'm taking care of myself. Number 2, wash your veggies beforehand. So I usually shop the day before. I go shopping the day before, and then I get all my veggies washed. That way on your meal prep day, you're ready to go. And the last thing, keep it simple to start. I always cook a starch. So let's just use quinoa. I do 2 to 3 steamed or roasted plain veggies, and then I choose a protein. So for me, I'll cook up some bison and maybe I'll roast some fish. And then you can always buy, pumpkin seeds, and you'll have your oils and your avocado and your fruits, and that's at least simple to at least get a couple meals, a couple times a week to start, and just mix and match. Those are 3 amazing tips to help you get started. And don't beat yourself up if you can only do 1 home-cooked meal a day. So for me, over the years, I've gone towards 3 meals a day because I have so many dietary restrictions. But maybe you just commit to saying, you know what, I'm gonna take my lunch with me. I'm just gonna take 1 prepared lunch every day. That can cut out you going out to eat. Or maybe you eat breakfast from home. Or you start a family dinner with your family or yourself at night, something you look forward to. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, maybe those are your 3 lunches that you take with you. And you know what's so rewarding and exciting is when you wake up the next morning and your fridge is full with all that beautiful, gorgeous food that you just took time to prep for your body to nourish yourself for the week. I hope you got inspired today on learning some new tips on how to set yourself up for meal planning and planning your food for the next day. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe below. And if you're not following me on Instagram, I'm Chef Amber LA. For more beautiful, sexy recipes and for tips on healthy, holistic living, you can go to chefamber.com. Until next time, ciao, ciao.